Just about everything these days is Hall effect, or at least everything that we are paying attention to. But mechanical keyboard landscape is a lot different than it used to be. I have three here that we're going to take a look at today. One is the Made68 Air. This is a low profile Hall effect keyboard. Then we have the Pulsar PCMK K2HE, and then we have the Easy63 from Iconix, and we're gonna go into detail about all three of these boards in this video. And afterwards, we're gonna just have a frank conversation about what Hall effect keyboards I am enjoying to use at the moment, because there are so many out right now. The first one that we are taking a look at is the Made68 Air. This keyboard is $139 and it's from Melgeek, but the build quality of it is pretty nice. Like, it's mostly plastic, but they do have this very unique light bar element at the top. You also do get RGB backlighting for your switches as well. And these are using a custom switch made from TTC in collaboration with Melgeek. What's nice about this, Melgeek also does have online software as well to configure your Made68 Air. One thing I will say about this board though, I kind of expected it to sound a little bit better, but it sounds okay. I'll let you guys hear it in just a second. But otherwise, this thing does feature 8,000 hertz polling rate. It's low profile and pretty comfortable. The switches are pretty light as well. And I really don't have much else bad to say about it. Build quality is pretty nice because, like, picking it up is pretty substantial. You can definitely tell that they also have a ton of sound dampening material. But when it comes to the sound test, it sounds kind of interesting. It's definitely more clacky. Just let me know if you think that this thing sounds good. I like the feel of it. The performance as far as gaming, I have no issues with or qualms with. Another thing that I really don't love is kind of just the font on the keycaps. It's just not as simple and clean as I would like it to be. So I wish that they just use like the same font that they have on their full-size Made68 keyboard. I thought that just looks so much cleaner than this this digital dot font that they got going on. This is definitely not my favorite. Next, we have the Easy63 from Iconix. This is also a Hall effect gaming keyboard. This one is $179. And this keyboard is based on the 60% layout, so it's not a true 65% layout. Cluster over here on this right side, I just find kind of cumbersome to use. Quite frankly, I've never gotten used to having a 65% layout squished into a 60% case. That has just never been a good idea in my opinion. So if I was to buy this keyboard, I would highly recommend actually that you skip the Easy63 model and you get the Easy60 model. So here is the 63 that we have today, and then here's the Easy60, because I guarantee you probably just hold the control function and then you use these keys right here as your arrow keys while you hold control. And that's pretty much just been what I've been used to. I just do not prefer to use this fake 65% layout because it's smushed and it's just not ergonomic in my opinion. The quality of this board, like, this has a full aluminum construction for the case. It also sounds really good as well. This is also a gasket mounted keyboard, and then this does use the magnetic jade switches, which are a really nice sounding switch. Substantially better keycaps than the Made68. These are really nice double shot keycaps. Looking at the side real quick, I do wish that, like, this leg here that is basically a part of the case, like, this is a part of the design, the typing angle is pretty comfortable, but it would be nice if I could lower it just a little bit more, since I've kind of gotten so used to having like super low profile keyboards. That would be nice, but otherwise I would say that this typing angle does feel normal and natural. I really don't have any issues with it, but it would be nice if it was adjustable. Last but not least, we have the Pulsar PCMK2HE. This keyboard is using Pulsar's custom Gateron magnetic switches, and they also feel and sound really good. I don't have any complaints or issues with this keyboard either. The thing is about keyboards nowadays, they're all pretty much really good. It's just gonna depend on like your feel, your sound, if you like the keycap design and colorways and all that stuff, that's really what this is going to depend on these days, because everything now is so competitive that it's gonna boil down ultimately to personal preference based on aesthetics, not really performance anymore. Aesthetics and sound is probably going to be your biggest determining factors when it comes to buying your keyboard. And this Pulsar honestly nails it. Keycaps here for your primary gaming keys are like the opposite color, which Pulsar, they've been doing this for a while. I also like how this keyboard sounds. Like, it just sounds amazing to use. Don't get me wrong, this is nice that they have like this custom plate that normally will say Pulsar, but they put, you know, too much tech there. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure why they always had an offset USB port there, but it's fine. It works. Not a big deal. And then you also have 2 levels of height adjustability as well. And then this keyboard also comes in black. Price range wise, this keyboard is $160. So I think that might be a little on the more expensive side. But at the same time, this keyboard is going to be larger than most of the gaming keyboards with Hall effect that you're going to find at $160. This is a full 10 keyless keyboard as opposed to a 60% or 65%. So you literally do get more. This is not a bad price for what you get. One thing that I did complain about the SteelSeries Apex Pro is that SteelSeries would only put the Hall effect switches on the 60% portion of the board, and then they would just put regular mechanical switches everywhere else. Pulsar didn't do that. They gave you full Hall effect switches everywhere on the keyboard. So you really can't complain that they charge $160 for the full product. Like, you're not missing anything, and they're not gypping you at all with a cheaper product, basically marketing that that you're getting something special. Sounds really good, feels really good, build quality is great, and is priced fairly. So I don't really have anything else to complain about or to say. I would recommend it. So those are 3 new Hall effect keyboards that I haven't taken a look at before. I'm gonna look at 2 more that I have taken a look at on the channel before, just because this is what I find myself using most. But I'm also gonna go over like what one of these boards in particular will cost you to get the same experience, just because it's not exactly apples to apples anymore. So right here, I have my 2 most used keyboards over the course of the last year. I have the Wooting 60, but this is not a regular Wooting 60. So we're gonna get back to that in just a second. But real quick, we also have the Newfie Air 60 low profile HE edition. So this one's Hall effect. It's not wireless. You have to plug it in here on the side. And then you do also have 2 levels of height adjustability. And I scratched it by accident, this like silver mirror finish part. You should definitely rip the tags off your microfiber cloths. Feels, sounds, looks amazing. The keycaps are really nice as well. And this thing I think is like $130-ish, $140. And it looks and feels great. I don't have any complaints about it. It performs well. It's very comfortable to use. It's super flat, but if you want that height adjustment, you got it. Web-based software, pretty much nowadays everything has web-based software. So Newfie is just doing a really good job at giving people what they want at a fair price. I would even call it a unique product, because this is what I would say is like a true low-profile keyboard that also can sound like a full-size keyboard. I would say it's fairly close for what it is. Going over to the Wooting 60 HE. This keyboard is just really expensive. It's really expensive. I can't remember how much money on the Wooting aluminum case, the Alumaze case, in this blue color. It's really nice. And then we also have these keycaps that I bought. The keycaps were about 80 bucks. Now, truthfully, you could buy keycaps and put them on whatever keyboard. I just didn't really like the factory Wooting keyboard keycaps that they gave you, so I felt like I kind of had to upgrade them to get something that was like up to my standards. The Wooting module that I'm using actually is the module with the screw-in stabilizer, so I do give that to Wooting because that is kind of a unique product. and they're all properly done. Like, I have not touched these or added any extra lube or anything in the wooting module. They came perfect. And then I have the lighter Lecker 45 V2 switches, and honestly, I hand lube my Lecker V1s and put them back in the keyboard, and then I just popped in these Lecker V2s, and they feel and sound very, very close. So I really can't complain about the performance or the acoustics because they sound like they were basically hand lubed. All in, like, when I look at how much money this wooting keyboard really was, if I was going to recommend a comparable experience to someone, that is where it gets hard. You know, I would basically like give them a short interview and say, hey, how much do you want to spend on your keyboard? Because if you are more so on a budget, you can get a very similar experience for less money going with something like this or something like this or something like this if you want a larger keyboard for, you know, let's say approximately half the cost. But if you really want to ball out, I'm not going to tell you that the wooting is not worth it, but all of these are running at 8,000 hertz polling rate. The wooting is only running at 1,000 hertz polling rate, and they haven't updated it just yet. Now, is that really gonna matter in terms of, you know, like gaming performance, especially not at a pro level? I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you that it is. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. And also, again, considering that I've been using this keyboard a lot over the course of the past couple of years, running at 1,000 hertz has not hindered me in any way. So running at 8,000 hertz using these keyboards has not really given me a massive advantage either. I say all that to say the wooting is a really nice board, but you can get a very similar experience for a whole lot less money and really not be missing out at all. Still have web-based software, still have a reliable keyboard, still have really low input lag and all that stuff. If you guys were in my shoes, like with all these boards here, what would you choose? Drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know which of these keyboards you think will work best for you.